to get a girl's WeChat. This guy bought 180 cups of Hermes milk tea worth 199 yuan each, without even blinking. But don't mistake him for a rich heir. Just a few minutes earlier, he was just an ordinary college with barely over 100 yuan to his name. Even his girlfriend of 2.5 years left him for being poor. She ran off with a rich guy, watching his girlfriend being groped and taken away by that rich kid. Ling Xing's face twisted in fury. He used to wake up early and go to bed late, just to work part-time and save up to buy her gifts. But in the end, just because he was a simp, a broke simp, he got dumped. So what was the point of all those years? He swore he would never give his heart again. Just then, a voice suddenly echoed in his mind. Listen up. Congratulations, host. You've activated the godly Tycoon system binding in progress. Name, Ling Xing. Age, 22. Reversal fund limit, 1 trillion dragon coins. Personal wealth, 138 dragon coins. Strength, 1. Level. Constitution, 1. Intelligence. Hearing this strange voice, Ling Xing was overwhelmed. Reversal fund, 1 trillion. System? Then he noticed a black card had suddenly appeared in his hand. It held 1 trillion in wealth. The host may spend freely. No matter how much you spend, 1% will be converted into your personal wealth. Ling Xing couldn't believe it. Damn, 1 trillion. I can really spend 1 trillion? That's right. But please note, the trillion reversal fund can only be spent on women during reversal events. Any unrelated purchases must use personal wealth. Ling Xing took a deep breath. He slowly stood up. At that moment, holding the black card, he looked proud. Revenge starts now. Not long after, Ling Xing, fresh off gaining the system, arrived at a big shopping district. He needed to test it on someone first. Just then, he spotted a girl. It was her, Luo Yashi, Lu Yiqing's roommate. At that moment, the system chimed in again. Alert, high attractiveness female detected. Reversal task activated. Name, Luo Yashi. Age, 21. Height, 167.05 centimeters. Weight, 46 kilograms. When her affection reaches over 90%, 10% of the spent reversal fund will be refunded as personal wealth. When her affection reaches 110%, her status will shift and her affiliation with the host will change. Current affection, minus 20%. By now, Ling Xing had approached Luo Yashi. Luo Yashi. Can I talk to you for a second? Hearing his voice, Luo Yashi looked up. When she saw Ling Xing, Ling Xing, why is it you? You're here again, asking me to help you chase Lu Yiqing? Forget it. Give it up already. She's dating a rich heir now, you know? But to her surprise, Ling Xing just smiled. You misunderstood. I just wanted to buy you a milk tea. Luo Yashi looked puzzled. Buy me a milk tea. No need. We won't count it. Besides, this isn't just any milk tea. Look carefully. This is Hermes milk tea. Only 200 cups a day. Each one costs 199 yuan. This one cup is worth more than 10 days of your meals. Can you even afford it? At that moment, the people in line behind started getting annoyed. Hurry up and buy it or move. We're still waiting in line. Yeah, I need to take a photo for my moments. Stop wasting time. But Ling Xing stayed perfectly calm. Everyone stay calm. Give me a second. She walked straight up to the counter. Miss, how many cups are left in line right now? 180 cups left. Ling Xing slammed the counter. Good. I'll buy all 180 cups. Everyone gets one. Swipe the card. Just say it's from Luo Yashi. The crowd was instantly stunned into silence. What? Even Luo Yashi behind her was left speechless. What? All 180 cups? That's tens of thousands. Ling Xing, think this through. Don't be reckless. But Ling Xing casually pulled out her card tray, handed it to the cashier girl. Girl, swipe it. This guy's a fool. Wearing cheap street clothes worth only a few bucks, begging pretty girls to spend money for him, yet just to show up his ex. He bought out an entire luxury store. That instantly shocked Luo Yashi, who came with him to shop for bags. Suddenly, the luxury bags in her hand didn't feel special anymore. Even the store manager couldn't believe it. His ex's mouth dropped open. Seeing everyone's reactions, Ling Xing calmly repeated herself. Buy it all. Next to her, Luo Yashi was already too stunned to speak. Moments later, the manager and staff walked up to her. She bowed respectfully to Ling Xing. Sir, the total is 11.32 million yuan. Then she handed over the card reader. The rich kid nearby still couldn't believe it. Still mocking, he said, Ling Xing, if you can afford it, I'll bow and apologize. Even his ex Lu Yiqing yelled, Ling Xing, are you crazy? But Ling Xing didn't respond at all. She simply pulled out a black card. With a single beep. Payment approved. Total purchase, 13.32 million yuan. Only then did Ling Xing glance at the rich kid. Oh, didn't think young Master Wang had such exotic taste. Perfect, let me see for myself. At that moment, Luo Yashi was so overwhelmed, she covered her mouth. Her eyes were full of admiration. Her face completely flushed. Meanwhile, the ex and her new rich boyfriend looked like they'd just swallowed a pile of poop. What? He actually bought it. Luo Yashi instantly hugged Ling Xing tightly. Her affection level rose nonstop. Darling, you're amazing. Unlike some people who only pretend to love their girlfriend, but won't spend a dime on her. Lu Yiqing now regretted everything. She remembered how even one bag her rich boyfriend was too stingy to buy. Suddenly she grabbed his hand and cooed sweetly. young Master Wang. But Wang quickly changed the subject. Let's not stoop to their level. Only nouveau riche show off like this, flashing wealth like it's something big. Unlike me, a real second-gen heir, I stay low-key. Just then, 2 women appeared at the door. He saw her. One of the women suddenly stormed in. Wang Cheng. Hearing that voice, Wang Cheng's expression changed in shock. Sister Wen, what are you doing here? Before she could finish, she got slapped. You scumbag. What are you doing? I bought you clothes, shoes, watches, even lent you a car. And now you're cheating behind my back? You're worse than a dog, you bastard. Wang Cheng was slapped to the ground. He could only crawl over and cling to her leg, crying. Sister Wen, I was wrong. I really messed up. It was that slut who seduced me. You're the only one in my heart. Please believe me. This sudden scene left Louis Cheng completely stunned. A pretty girl was slapped in public by a rich kid. After knocking her down, he even tried to snatch the necklace from her neck. But Ling Xing, who witnessed it all, did nothing to stop it. Instead, he pushed away the girl seeking help. That girl was none other than Louis Cheng, Ling Xing's ex-girlfriend. She had just realized Wang Cheng was a pretty boy kept by a sugar mommy. She looked at Ling Xing full of regret, then ran out of the mall in tears, covering her face. But Ling Xing found it strange. Even though I was so cold to her, why did her affection rating go up? Ignoring the 2 idiots still arguing nearby, Luo Yashi started performing again. I didn't expect young Master Wang to be like that. Ori Cheng. She said that hoping Ling Xing would soften up. But Ling Xing just sneered. A gold digger? Not worth pitying. Don't bother with her. See if there's anything else you want. Hearing that, Luo Yashi smirked inside, but said sweetly, you're so good to me. I don't even know how to repay you. Ling Xing casually replied, how about devoting yourself to me? Luo Yashi blushed instantly. She slapped him playfully. You jerk. What nonsense are you saying? Idiot. But her rising affection meter betrayed her true feelings. Then Luo Yashi suddenly grabbed Ling Xing's hand. It's only fair to return the favor. As thanks, let me spend some money on you too. Ling Xing was puzzled. Spend money on me? Shortly after, looking at the pile of brand-name clothes, Ling Xing got it, so she bought me clothes. With Luo Yashi's help, Ling Xing changed into new clothes, but as soon as he stepped out, he stunned the entire mall. Even Luo Yashi was surprised. She didn't expect him to be this handsome. This guy is totally a hidden gem. Cheng, you didn't treasure him. Now he's all mine. Soon after, back at the boys' dorm, Ling Xing rubbed his neck. Spending a whole day shopping with a girl is exhausting. Don't tell me I'll have to do this every single time for the system. I need a new strategy. Just as he thought that, 3 upperclassmen walked over. The one leading them, Senior Wang Jing, wrapped his arm around Ling Xing's shoulder. Junior Ling Xing, I heard all about what happened today. Look at you. Spent so much chasing after Louis Chen, and still got played. Might as well just tip streamers in a live stream. At least female streamers will treat you like a king. Drop just a few thousand in gifts, and your goddess might even worship you. That comment was a lightbulb moment for Ling Xin. Right. I can just tip in live streams too. The guy's first time watching a stream, and he already wanted to be a top gifter. But as soon as she sent a message, she was kicked from the stream. Unexpectedly, right after, she entered another girl's live stream, and instantly dropped 24 million huabi, sending 1,600 golden dragons. Turns out just earlier, Ling Xin had learned a new way to spend, from a senior classmate, and to spend faster. She quickly downloaded AI Pi, even picked a low-key username. Broke, but loaded. But her first time watching, she didn't know which streamer to follow, so she searched for the one her senior recommended, Cha-Cha. Judges, rate my moves in the comments. Ling Xin was watching, drooling slightly. She was just about to try triggering a system mission, but the system said beauty filters were on. Unable to evaluate, a face-to-face meeting was required. Just as Ling Xin was admiring the dance, a golden leopard flashed across the screen. Cha-Cha's top gifter, young Master Su, had arrived. He immediately dropped over 10,000 worth of gifts. Viewers flooded him with flattery, because Cha-Cha had a big PK match coming up, so he came early to rally the crowd. Then Ling Xin asked, how much to be Cha-Cha's top gifter? Should I buy gifts or the badge first? But his casual tone annoyed Su Xiao. Su Xiao told Cha-Cha to kick Ling Xin out. And since Cha-Cha saw Ling Xin had an asterisk badge, and she still needed Su Xiao to win, she had the mods kick Ling Xin. That left Ling Xin speechless in front of the screen. Wait, did I just get kicked? Then she remembered a comment earlier, and jumped into Shuang's stream, Cha-Cha's opponent. Right now in the stream, Cha-Cha was mocking Shuang for not having a top gifter of her own. She told her to just surrender, so everyone's time wouldn't be wasted. But Shuang wasn't having it. So what? Having a top gifter makes you better. My brothers are many and mighty. Shut it. Let's fight. Then they began their talent showcase. Cha-Cha flaunted her seductive figure, while Shuang cosplayed as Earnyang, charming and cute. Soon the first round of PK was nearing its end, but Cha-Cha had already pulled ahead. Tension soared in both live streams. Cha-Cha's viewers were taunting Shuang to give up, accept the punishment. Seeing the huge gap, Shuang was ready to give up and take the L. But just then, a loud bell rang, and the room exploded. Broke, but loaded, gifted a golden dragon to Shuang. Su Xiao, who was planning Shuang's punishment, suddenly froze. What the who? Who sends a 15,000 Huabi gift at a time like this? Meanwhile, Shuang was frantically thanking Ling Xin. Even Cha-Cha was stunned. Broke, but loaded. Isn't that the one I just kicked out? But don't think Ling Xin was just playing it cool. She actually spent forever, just trying to find the most expensive gift. What she did next shook the entire live streaming platform. Bells rang nonstop. Broadcasts repeated over and over. Broke, but loaded gifted golden dragon to Shuang. But Shuang stopped her. She felt it was wasteful to gift now, and advised to wait for the double points phase later. On the other side, Su Xiao finally realized that was the newbie he just had kicked. He was left speechless. Noob is still a noob, not even understanding the rules, and just blindly spending. People in Cha-Cha's livestream chat started joining in the mockery. Haha, she's really pissed off now, huh? Elementary schooler, did you take your parents' savings to splurge? So bad at this yet loves to play. Regretting it now? Too late, little bros. They never expected Lin Xin's next move would leave them stunned, because Lin Xin went all out, gifting 1,600 golden dragons in one go. A man watching a beauty's livestream for the first time, and splurging 24 million Hua coin like crazy, becoming one of only 4 king tier accounts on the platform. As a result, even the goddess-like female streamers turned into fawning admirers, rushing to add her on WeChat. Some, to build a closer connection, even proposed meeting her offline. It turned out that after Lin Xin gifted 1,600 golden dragons, her fingers aching from tapping, she finally stopped. At this moment, the livestream chat was in utter chaos. While Cha-Cha's chat fell dead silent, big spender Su Xiao's hands were trembling in shock. She stopped. Finally stopped. I've watched Cha-Cha's stream for a year, and only spent over 3 million. But she actually, on the other side, Cha-Cha, sat dazed in her chair, covered in goosebumps from shock. In just a few minutes, Lin Xin had gifted 1,600 golden dragons, a total of 24 million Hua coin. Meanwhile, Shuang was beaming with joy, effusively thanking Lin Xin. Thank you, money bro. Thank you for the golden dragons, money bro. Love you. The viewers below began endlessly hyping up Lin Xin. Boss money is awesome. After a while, Shuang remembered the penalty. Showing no pity for the dazed Cha-Cha, she announced her penalty. Little sister Cha-Cha, why are you still sitting there? Did you wet your pants? Even if you did, get up and take your punishment. Big hammer swings, bend and spin, splits, jumping jacks, do the whole set. Cha-Cha finally snapped out of it, then gave a forced smile, and actually started performing the penalty. While jumping, she spoke up, apologizing to Lin Xin. Money bro, boss money, I was wrong. I shouldn't have provoked you earlier. In her heart, she was cursing Su Xiao to high heaven, because if it weren't for him, that money would have been hers. Meanwhile, Lin Xin, because of those 24 million, became one of the platform's only 4 king tier accounts. Seeing Cha-Cha apologize so earnestly, she proposed 3 conditions. Just as she finished, she noticed Su Xiao had quietly left the. This sparked another wave of praise from the viewers. While Shuang was thanking Lin Xin again, her phone kept buzzing nonstop. Lin Xin checked and saw her message list was already full, with apologies from Senior Jean Mao, private messages from Beauty Shuang, who wanted to add her on WeChat, and even Cha-Cha's apologetic, pleading messages. Money bro, can you forgive me? Please. Your profile says you're in Yinjing City. What a coincidence. I'm heading to Yinjing the day after tomorrow for a photo shoot. Could I treat you to dinner and drinks? This woman, after losing the online PK, now wanted to win Lin Xin over offline. Unexpectedly, Lin Xin agreed, because she was worried about not being able to spend all the money for her task. Male college students, at 5 a.m., lined up at the girls' dorm entrance, just to deliver breakfast to their beloved goddess. To please the goddess, some even spent 600 yuan on a single breakfast. Yet, after the goddess accepted their breakfast, she turned around and gave it to Lin Xin to curry favor with Lin Xin. The goddess even ordered takeout specifically for her. It turned out that Lin Xin, who had just woken up, received a text from the campus beauty right after getting out of bed. Her roommates wanted to invite her for breakfast, but she said it wasn't necessary, as girls would bring her breakfast. This shocked her roommates, who then started plotting how to prank Lin Xin, suspecting she'd lost her mind after being dumped yesterday. Meanwhile, at the girls' dorm entrance, a long line had already formed. Male college students delivering food kept coming, all there to bring breakfast to Luo Yashi and Lui Cheng, spurred by the 2 goddesses' social media posts last night, which made them sense an opportunity. Just then, a sneer caught everyone's attention. It was Senior Wang Jin. Looking at the crowd with disdain, he held up his gift box, mocking them. You call those breakfast? This is from Ritz French restaurant. A 600 yuan milk cap, low-calorie macaron. As the crowd gasped in awe, Luo Yashi and Lui Cheng walked down together, making the guys at the entrance gawk like fools. But the 2 girls' attention wasn't on the crowd at all, constantly glancing into the distance. Just then, Ling Xin passed by, and Wang Jin spotted her. To show off in front of the goddesses, he deliberately shouted, Hey, Ling Xin, little bro, just getting here? Planning to buy breakfast for Lui Cheng again? Didn't you just get played yesterday? This comment infuriated Ling Xin's roommates, but Ling Xin remained calm. as if it had nothing to do with her. Unexpectedly, Luo Yashi nearby suddenly walked toward Ling Xin and handed her the macaron she'd just received. Ling Xin, you haven't had breakfast, right? Ling Xin nodded. Nope. Didn't you text me this morning, saying you'd treat me to breakfast? This made Ling Xin's roommates rub their eyes in disbelief, twice and a half, because they couldn't believe a girl would bring Ling Xin breakfast. And that girl was the goddess Luo Yashi. Wang Jin and the others nearby were even more dumbfounded. At that moment, a delivery guy approached Lui Ching. Excuse me, are you Miss Lui Ching? Your breakfast is here. While Ling Xin was staring at Luo Yashi in surprise, wondering how treating her to breakfast increased her favorability, she turned and noticed. Ling Xin, I specially ordered this for you. A 368 yuan breakfast from Tianyuan Moose. I was wrong yesterday. Let me make it up to you from now on, okay? Seeing Ling Xin's expressionless face, she leaned in close, pressing her body against her. I understand everything you've done for me these past 2.5 years. I'm truly touched. I was just too immature, fooled by someone. You'll forgive me, right? This scene made Ling Xin recall the past 2.5 years. But now, she was no longer that simp. She directly rejected Lui Ching. But what she never expected happened. Lui Ching and Luo Yashi's favorability toward her actually increased at the same time. The two goddesses, whom the entire school fought to simp for, were openly vying to feed Ling Xin breakfast in broad daylight. To make Ling Xin eat comfortably, the goddesses even thoughtfully squatted to feed her. Yet, Ling Xin wasn't the least bit happy, and even jumped up in fright. It turned out that just Ling Xin was passing by the girls' dorm, never expecting the two goddesses, Luo Yashi and Lui Ching, were vying to bring Ling Xin breakfast. This left the crowd of simps in tears. What's going on? Lui Ching and Luo Yashi are fighting over Ling Xin? Aren't they best friends? Ling Xin was getting a headache at this point, because she was being flanked by two women. Finally, Lui Ching made the first move, picking up a steamed bun, and personally feeding it to Ling Xin. This infuriated Luo Yashi, who stomped her foot. Senior Wang Jin, witnessing all this, was utterly devastated. Impossible. Why would Yashi compete with Lui Ching for a man? And Ling Xin, of all, what does she have? But after hearing Wang Jin, Ling Xin smirked. What do I have? She slowly raised her middle finger. This. Because last night, I tapped over 1,600 times, cramping my fingers. Good thing someone's feeding me now. Hearing Ling Xin say this, Lui Ching nearby crouched down, offering to blow on her fingers, asking if it hurt. Luo Yashi had already crouched down, starting to feed Ling Xin breakfast. Luo Yashi, holding the macaron Wang Jin gave her, was carefully feeding it to Ling Xin. The angle at which she crouched was directly facing Ling Xin, making the simps nearby green with envy. Damn, that angle. Eyes feasting on ice cream, mouth savoring macarons. I'm done. Despite the noisy crowd around, Ling Xin ate with relish. But she told Luo Yashi she didn't like bright red, which puzzled Luo Yashi. Bright red. Macarons are pink. Then, as if realizing something, she blushed and whispered to Ling Xin. Moments later, her lips were at Ling Xin's ear, saying she'd switch colors next time. This enraged Wang Jin so much he spat out a mouthful of blood. Right after, Wang Jin was carried away by onlookers, but Ling Xin kept eating with gusto. Unexpectedly, the incident was shared online by bystanders, sparking heated discussions. Some said Ling Xin was a rich second generation. Others claimed she was a platform tycoon. But one comment terrified Ling Xin. The journalism department wanted to interview her. Suddenly, the macaron in her mouth lost its flavor. Scared, Ling Xin ditched the two goddesses and bolted, leaving Lui Ching and Luo Yashi to bicker jealously. Soon after, hiding in a corner, Ling Xin had just breathed a sigh of relief when she received a new message. It was from streamer Cha-Cha, saying she was about to arrive in Yinjing City. A man riding a scooter worth less than 2,000 yuan went to the airport to pick up a beauty streamer with millions of fans. Not only did the beauty not mind, she even got her sugar daddy to drive a luxury car for her. After receiving Cha-Cha's message, Ling Xin headed to the airport terminal. But after searching for a while, she couldn't find Cha-Cha. Just then, a voice came from nearby. Cha-Cha, where are you going? I'll drive you. I've got a Honda. Ling Xin glanced over and spotted Cha-Cha being tugged by a yellow-haired man. No, really, no need. Cha-Cha hurriedly refused, scared, as the yellow-haired man reached out again. Ling Xin stepped in. Buddy, you can't even read Cha-Cha's expression? Time to get new glasses. The yellow-haired man, interrupted, was about to scold Ling Xin, but Cha-Cha's words made him break out in a cold sweat. Cha-Cha looked at Ling Xin with delighted surprise. Money bro, is that you? Your clothes match what you said on WeChat. This shocked the yellow-haired man. Your boss money? He quickly bowed and apologized to Ling Xin. But Cha-Cha had already pulled Ling Xin away, pressing close to her side. Cooing sweetly. Thank goodness Money Bro came in time, or I wouldn't have known what to do. I always thought Money Bro was some successful businessman in his 40s. I didn't expect you to be so young and handsome. Ling Xin nodded faintly. I didn't expect you to be even prettier than on stream. Just then, a ding sounded. The system's notification chime. Reverse task activated. Name: Lu Shuya. Cha-Cha. Age 21. Height, 170 centimeters. Weight, 48 kilograms. When her favorability toward the host exceeds 90%, 10% of the spent reverse funds will be refunded as the host's personal wealth. When her favorability reaches 100%, roles will reverse, altering the relationship between host and target. Current favorability, 30%. At that moment, a voice snapped Ling Xian back to reality. Cha-Cha. Ling Xian wondered who it was, but Cha-Cha led her over, introducing her to Zhao Zong, a big shot in her livestream. When Zhao Zong asked about Ling Xian, Cha-Cha nestled shyly against Ling Xian's shoulder, telling Zhao Zong, "This is the one so rich, they're only left with money. Boss money." This stunned Zhao Zong. He hadn't expected the overnight sensation Boss Money to be so young. Had I known Boss Money was picking up Cha-Cha, I wouldn't have brought my measly 5 million yuan car. What's Boss Money's ride? But Ling Xian's next words left Cha-Cha and Zhao Zong dumbfounded, because Ling Xian said she came on a scooter. Moments later, a million yuan luxury car sped through the city, with a glaringly conspicuous scooter strapped to its roof. Zhao Zong began doubting Ling Xian's identity, wearing clothes worth just a few bucks. The car was filled with a group of middle-aged men, all big shots from Cha-Cha's live stream. When they learned Ling Xian was Boss Money, they let out gasps of shock. What? You're Boss Money? For real? So young? Seeing this, Ling Xian realized Cha-Cha's so-called apology dinner was actually a way to gather her big spenders. Women online are never simple. A man attending a beauty streamer's fan meetup for the first time was unexpectedly suspected of being a fraud, but after stepping out for a bit, he left everyone's jaws on the floor because he summoned dozens of supercars and gifted the beauty streamer a Ferrari worth over 30 million. It turned out that just Ling Xian attended Cha-Cha's fan meetup, but at the dinner table, when everyone heard Ling Xian arrived on an electric scooter, doubts arose. Boss Money spent over 20 million on gifts. How could he not afford a car? A man named Che Zong spoke up. You say 20 million is just pocket change. Then your total assets must be at least 10 times that. I know plenty of people in Yanjing City, but you say your surname is Lin, and there's not a single prominent tycoon in Yanjing named Lin. This set the group abuzz. What? Che Zong, are you serious? Cha-Cha, don't get scammed. Seeing their Cha-Cha grew uneasy. She had confirmed on the way that this Ling Xian was Boss Money. Could he be out for revenge? She quickly spoke up to defend Ling. Thank you, Che Zong, for your concern. Big bro Ling Xian might be from one of Modu's 3 major families. Ling Xian, hearing this, chuckled. She took a sip from her glass. Modu families? Never heard of them. Don't know em. Anyway, they've got less money than me. This made everyone burst into laughter. Kid, you're overdoing the bluff. Did you win 20 million in the lottery? Blow it all on Shuang Shuang. Then, when you couldn't get with Shuang Shuang, you came to scam Cha-Cha. You say you've got more money than others? You say your money's bigger than theirs? So, let me ask, what car do you usually drive? How many supercars do you own? Ling Xing suddenly wrapped his arm around Cha-Cha. Cars. I don't have a single one. He lowered his head and asked her, Cha-Cha, what kind of car do you like? I'll go buy it for you right now. But this move only made the crowd more skeptical. What do you think this is, a vegetable market? Sounds like you just need a bathroom break. But Cha-Cha played along skillfully. She softly replied to Ling Xing. Thank you, brother Ling Xing. I like the Ferrari FA60. If you buy it for me, I'll give you an equivalent gift. Okay. Ling Xing agreed and left. But half an hour later, Cha-Cha and the others still didn't see him return. They thought he really bailed. Cha-Cha was full of disappointment. But just then, snap asterisk, a beam of light flashed from afar. Ling Xing stood beside a red supercar, and at some point, the whole street had filled with supercars. Spectators couldn't stop taking pictures. Cha-Cha and her group were left speechless. Then Ling Xing said, sorry about that. All these multi-million-dollar cars blocked your view. Boss Neo was just too enthusiastic. He insisted on bringing every car for me to pick. Right after he said that, the man beside Ling Xing spoke. Of course, young Master Lin's assets have been verified by the Longhang Black Card. That shocked the crowd. What? A Longhang Black Card? Ling Xing walked up to Cha-Cha. Perfect timing. I found out the Ferrari FA60 you chose only costs 15 million. That's too cheap. I can't give that as a gift. This Ferrari looks nice too. I'll give you this one instead. He told Boss Neo to swipe the card. It cost 32 million yuan. Cha-Cha was so excited her whole body trembled. On their first meeting, he gifted her a Ferrari worth over 30 million. But when she offered a gift in return, he waved it off. She still insisted on pulling him into the car, and even asked for his autograph. Turns out after seeing the Ferrari he gave her, Cha-Cha was overcome with emotion. Those who mocked Ling Xing before now looked ashamed. Some even started arguing on the spot, thinking they got scammed by the dealership. At that moment, Ling Xing had just refused Boss Neo's offer to buy another car, and noticed Cha-Cha approaching again. She looked at him, blushing. Brother Ling Xing, thank you. This Ferrari Elaine, it's actually my dream car. I've never. Before she could finish, Ling Xing cut her off coolly. It's fine. I just have too much money. I like spending it. That made Cha-Cha's heart race. She didn't expect him to not take advantage of her, not even ask for anything. Seeing how uninterested Ling Xing was in others, Cha-Cha suddenly grabbed his hand. She said she wanted to take him on a test drive. because his gift was too precious. She wanted to repay him with a grand gift, but that could only be delivered when they were alone. Ling Xing was intrigued. What kind of gift? Needs to be given in private? Then Cha-Cha drove him away. Moments later, inside the car, Cha-Cha suddenly handed him a fountain pen. Brother Ling Xing, can you sign your name on my thigh strap? Ling Xing was completely stunned. Then he slowly looked down at Cha-Cha's thigh strap. To his surprise, a few bold characters were already written there. Brother Money. I'm sorry. One time. Ling Xing was totally speechless. What is this? Cha-Cha giggled and covered her mouth. It's for keeping track of my installments. Are you satisfied, Brother Ling Xing? To this, Ling Xing could only respond with, very satisfied. Not long after, Carlton Hotel, Cha-Cha actually started live streaming next to the Ferrari. She began chatting with her fans. Meanwhile, Ling Xing was pulled aside by Boss Nyo. She wanted to bring Ling Xing into the Magma City elite circle, filled with the top second-gen rich kids. Just then, Ling Xing's phone rang. It was a call from his high school friend, Oldly. She told Ling Xing some classmates were organizing a class reunion in Magma City, and the school beauty, now Magma University's literature department goddess, Xia Yuxuan, would attend. She asked if he wanted to go. First time attending a class reunion at a 5-star hotel. The school beauty even offered to buy him dinner, but when she hinted she'd be unavailable soon, he didn't accept, and even told her to drink more hot water. After getting the reunion notice, Ling Xing rode his little scooter to the Meladen 5-star hotel the next day, but when she tried to park, she found the scooter had broken down. Thinking about last night, Ling Xing got mad. She suspected President Zhao sabotaged it. Just then, a black sports car roared past her. It was her high school classmate, Feng Billion. She suddenly took off her sunglasses and looked at Ling Xing with a mocking smile. Ling Xing, your ride broke down? Just as she tried to explain, Feng Billion suddenly smirked strangely. My bad. I forgot Meladen doesn't have scooter parking. I didn't consider students who ride electric scooters. Next time I'll remember. Then she just turned and left, leaving behind a bunch of bootlickers praising her. Ling Xing ignored them. She just wanted to find a place to park. At that moment, her phone rang again. It was the school beauty, Luo Yashi. She asked where he was, and if he had time to grab a meal together today. She even hinted she'd be busy the next few days. Unexpectedly, Ling Xing shook his head and declined. Not today. Tomorrow maybe. Take care of yourself. Drink more hot water. Surprisingly, Luo Yashi wasn't upset. Her affection actually increased. Just then, the system chimed in. Luo Yashi's affection has reached 91%. First stage reversal complete. Reversal spending on Luo Yashi, 11.359 million yuan. Refund, 1.13598 million yuan transferred to personal wealth. Transferred to your personal account. Ling Xing was thrilled. He finally succeeded. But still, he felt he didn't spend enough. Then he checked his stats. Ling Xing had received a full attribute upgrade. All stats +1. He also earned a chance to draw a skill. As he tapped the lottery button, he got 3 random skills. He had to pick one from reality, but after reading the descriptions, Ling Xing couldn't hold it in. Level 1 skill, Antique Appraisal. Class B skill, 5-strike lightning combo. Class B skill, Sing Dance Rap. What kind of ridiculous skills are these? Totally useless in daily life. A moment later, after calming down, Ling Xing walked into the hotel. At this moment, the table was already surrounded. Several pretty girls were seated near the curtain partition, and Ling Xin learned quite a bit from their conversation. Turns out Xia Yuxuan was filthy rich. Even the city's museum was owned by her family. They were chatting when the door suddenly opened. A silver-haired girl walked in. Sorry, traffic was bad. It was none other than Xia Yuxuan. For the first time, the campus belle came braless to a reunion, and was instantly surrounded by pervy guys. They all wanted her to sit beside them, to take advantage of her. But to everyone's shock, she chose Ling Xin, whom she had only met a few times before. She even greeted him proactively. Ling Xin was surprised. He thought Xia Yuxuan had forgotten his name. Just then, the system alert popped up. Counterattack mission activated. Name, Xia Yuxuan. Age, 22. Height, 168 centimeters. Weight, 50 kilograms. Current affection, 0. Meanwhile, the simps watching got anxious. Xia Yuxuan actually sat next to Ling Xin. Feng Billion's face turned black with rage. Damn it. Ling Xin, you've got some nerve. She suddenly called out to him, and started airing his dirty laundry. Ling Xin, heard you had a girlfriend for 2.5 years in college. Why didn't you bring her? We all wanted to meet her. Ling Xin calmly replied. We broke up the day before yesterday. Everyone gasped. You broke up? After chasing her for 2.5 years? You just want to hit on Xia Yuxuan, don't you? We thought you were an honest guy. Turns out you're just another scumbag. They all ganged up on Ling Xin, even tarnishing Xia Yuxuan's impression of him. Her affection dipped into the negatives. Ling Xin was speechless. Feng Billion smiled smugly. She pointed to a painting on the wall and said, suddenly remembered. Yuxuan, aren't you into art and antiques? This is a piece I bought from a collector in Modu. A late Defiquiera painting of Maria. Want to take a look? That immediately piqued Xia Yuxuan's interest. She walked over slowly and began admiring the piece. Feng Billion walked up to Ling Xin. She slapped his shoulder hard. Know your place. You're just a toad. If you dare go after Yushuan again, I'll make sure you'll never get a job in Yinjiang after graduation. Then she ignored Ling Xian's dark face and went to join Xia Yushuan in admiring. Watching Feng Billion speak confidently, Xia Yushuan was surprised. You're interested in Renaissance art too? She leaned closer for a better look, but then heard Ling Xian's voice. Feng Shang, I'm also a big fan of Dafiki's paintings. Mind if I take a look too? Though he had never studied art, Ling Xian could immediately tell the multi-million-dollar Dafiki painting was fake because he just unlocked a system skill, art appraisal, just moments ago. To get back at Feng Billion, he had chosen the skill. He immediately expressed interest in viewing the Dafiki masterpiece. Feng Billion scoffed. Heh, what a fool, coming here just to embarrass yourself. But Xia Yushuan was intrigued. You like Dafiki too? To everyone's surprise, Ling Xian suddenly frowned. Nope, this isn't Dafiki's work at all. He then gave a detailed breakdown, from technique to pigments, color tones, and artistic effect. Xia Yushuan's eyes lit up as she listened, but Feng Billion's face darkened, because Ling Xin had actually been right. She could only force herself to say that Ling Xin. How could she, Feng Billion, possibly buy a fake? The others also began to criticize Ling Xin, ganging up on her. What do you know? Unexpectedly, Xia Yushuan, standing nearby, spoke up. She said in surprise, wait a minute. I've studied the appraisal of Dafiki's paintings. Ling Xin is right. This is indeed a high-quality fake. As soon as she said this, the crowd was completely stunned. What? Ling Xin was even more shocked, looking down at Xia Yushuan. Xia Yushuan turned back, gazing at Ling Xin with a smile. How do you know such professional knowledge? Ling Xin wasn't flustered and replied, since I was young, I've resented foreigners stealing so many of our country's cultural relics and treasures. So, I taught myself a lot about the appraisal of artifacts and art. My goal is to buy back all those artifacts and return them to the country. Unexpectedly, these words made Feng Billion burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, you almost fooled me. Can those things be bought back with money? Ling Xin simply responded with one sentence. As long as you have enough money, there's nothing you can't buy. However, this only brought mocking laughter from the crowd. Enough money? Ha ha ha, are you an elementary school kid? Unexpectedly, Xia Yushuan was moved by Ling Xin's words. She actually supported Ling Xin's idea, because it had been her childhood dream too. This left the crowd speechless again. Feng Billion, watching Xia Yushuan sit back next to Ling Xin, was so angry she gritted her teeth. Great, Ling Xin dares to show off in front of me and steal Xia Yushuan from me. I'll make you understand the gap between us. A man had just walked in and sent a girl he didn't know a small red envelope worth 18.88 million, saying it was for tea. However, when she went to a 5-star hotel for a big meal for the first time, the chef only served her steamed buns and pickled vegetables, while others got a table full of delicacies. There was salad, chocolate, steak, venison, and more. As everyone marveled at the dishes on their plates, Feng Billion spoke up. This is a no-menu set. The chef decides what dishes are served. It seems Ling Xin's luck isn't great. Others were still guessing it was some special cuisine, but Ling Xin already knew. It was just ordinary steamed buns and pickled vegetables. This was definitely Feng Billion's doing. Yet, despite Feng Billion's constant taunts, Ling Xin remained unfazed. She even started chatting animatedly with Xia Yushuan. Listening to Ling Xin talk confidently about artifact knowledge, Xia Yushuan's eyes were full of admiration. She hadn't expected Ling Xin's expertise to be so profound, almost on par with her teacher. At this moment, Feng Billion couldn't hold it together anymore. So, I'm the clown here. Just then, Ling Xin's phone rang. It was a message from Qianzhou. She was inviting Ling Xin to join the Yinjing City Heirs, but as soon as she joined, she was bombarded with praise. Keeping a low profile, Ling Xin sent a red envelope to the group, leaving a message. WeChat can't send big red envelopes, so I'll just transfer it to one person. This is for everyone to have tea. However, this 18.88 million red envelope caused the entire group to explode. Qianzhou is awesome. Thank you, Qianzhou. Unbeknownst to them, Feng Billion was also in the group. When she learned Qianzhou was at Mylading, she was overjoyed. She declared that she'd cover Qianzhou's expenses at Mylading. All of them. This made Ling Xin chuckle. What a coincidence. At that moment, Feng Billion grinned smugly. You're done for, Ling Xin. Just a few words from me later, and you'll never survive in Magma City again. As she spoke, she started daydreaming. The thought excited her so much she stood up. Everyone's about done eating, right? Let's go. I'll take you to sing upstairs in a VIP room. I invited several top tycoons from Magma City, so you can get a taste of high society. The crowd erupted in praise again. Yanjia, you're so cool. A moment later, in the golden, lavish lobby, Feng Billion was shaking hands with a group of rich heirs. She was introducing Xia Yushuan to a big boss named Xu Lin, Magma City's top real estate mogul. When they found out Xia Yushuan was the heiress of the Xia family, everyone was stunned. Just then, a waiter walked up to Feng Billion. Miss Feng, sorry to interrupt. Your classmate just ordered a bottle of flavored Oloroso sherry. Should we bring it upstairs? It was Ling Xing. First time a Magma University student goes to a bar party, and she accidentally orders a wine worth hundreds of thousands. But instead of being shocked by the price, she blamed herself for being ignorant. saying she picked something too cheap. Just moments ago, Ling Xing had ordered that bottle at the bar. When Feng Billion heard what she ordered, she was in disbelief. Ling Xing, you ordered that wine? The other classmates also started pointing fingers. Are you crazy, Ling Xing? That wine is obviously super expensive. Feng Jie is treating us. You can't just use the chance to order that kind of wine. But Ling Xing firmly nodded. Yes, that's the one. No worries. Someone's treating me. Hearing that, Feng Billion smirked like her plan was working. Perfect. She immediately had the wine opened, then glared fiercely at Ling Xing. Didn't expect you to know a rich guy too. But that wine is 250,000 yen a bottle. It's already open. Too late to regret it now. If your friend can't pay up, you'll have to go dig coal in Shaanxi to repay it. But to her surprise, Ling Xing wasn't scared at all. In fact, she scratched her head in regret. I really don't know wine. That's way too cheap. Feng Billion looked at Ling Xing. Even that didn't scare Lin Xing. She was just about to leave. As he prepared to pay, he thought he'd stick around to laugh at Lin Xing. At this moment, the lobby was already packed with rich kids. They were all looking for President Qian. Just then, the main doors suddenly opened. It was actually he warmly greeted everyone. Then, facing Feng Billian's smiling welcome, he completely ignored her and walked straight over to Lin Xing. He smiled warmly and said, President Qian, I'm so sorry. So you were here early? I actually made you wait. I really deserve triple punishment. This change left everyone stunned. President Qian? Lin Xing is President Qian? Even Xia Yuxuan was surprised. Feng Billian's mouth dropped open in shock. Impossible. But Lin Xing calmly nodded. That's me. Once everyone confirmed it was her, they all scrambled forward to start flattering her. Some even wanted to introduce their sisters to her. This stunned Lin Xing's classmates. They never expected Lin Xing to be this rich, to have so many rich kids sucking up to her. Unexpectedly, Feng Billion screamed and pointed at Lin Xing. This can't be. I don't know what trick she pulled. But you've all been fooled. I know Lin Xing's parents. They're just workers. Lin Xing is just a broke loser. There's no way she's President Qian. But when President Che heard her words, his face darkened. He shouted angrily, Feng, shut your damn mouth right now. You're the most useless one in the rich kids group. Lowest education, worst capability, only a few 100,000 allowance a month, and you're good at nothing. And yet you dare insult President Qian? She's not someone you can offend. Kick her out of the rich kids group. Hearing that, Feng Billion's legs went weak. But Lin Xing raised her glass and spoke up. It's fine. Didn't Miss Feng say she's covering my tab tonight? Bartender, bring out the most expensive wine. Let everyone drink to their heart's content. Everyone thanked her excitedly again. Meanwhile, Feng Billion had fainted crying in the restroom. The campus beauty cried on the lawn at midnight. All because her boyfriend refused to give her 800,000 as dowry money, but was willing to spend tens of millions on her bestie. Even as the beauty pleaded and begged, he didn't give in. Instead, he went to a live streaming platform and splurged 300 million huabi on a female streamer. After finishing her song at the luxurious bar, Lin Xing was ready to say goodbye to her classmates. Xia Yuxuan even got directly into her custom magical carriage and left, leaving behind a group of envious classmates. Even though her identity as President Qian had been exposed tonight, Xia Yuxuan's attitude toward her didn't change. Lin Xing was delighted. She loved the charm of a man's comeback. They were all perfect targets for her spending. Just then, President Che ran over and stopped Lin Xing. President Qian, you said last time that cars worth 30 or 40 million weren't good enough. This time I found one worth 80 million. There are only 10 in the world. What do you think? Lin Xing's eyes lit up at that. She cheerfully agreed to President Che. Unexpectedly, the moment he heard her answer, he took off running. He was just rushing to prepare the car. Not long after, Lin Xing was walking back to campus. But then she suddenly spotted Lui Chen. She was actually out alone in the middle of the night, sitting on the grass. Upon seeing Lin Xing, she burst. Lin Xing, you're finally back. She suddenly hugged Lin Xing, choking back sobs. Lin Xing, my dad had a sudden heart attack. He's in the hospital now. The surgery costs 800,000, but my family can't come up with that much money at once. Can you lend it to me first? Unexpectedly, after hearing her words, Lin Xing said, 2.5 years. Do you know how I've lived? Do you think I still don't know you? The excuse of a sick family member. You've used it 5 times already. Did you take out another 800,000 online loan to buy designer brands? I won't lend you a single cent. Caught in her lie, Lui Chen's face changed drastically. She looked at Lin Xing in disbelief. Then, she grabbed Lin Xing excitedly. Lin Xing, you spent over 10 million on Luo Yashi, but you won't even give me 800,000? Are you really that heartless? However, Lin Xing let out a cold scoff. She had already seen through Lui Chen's tricks, and had no intention of spending another penny on her. Telling Lui Chen she had a date tomorrow, she turned and left, leaving Lui Chen crying in regret. The next day, on campus, Lin Xing was heading to eat with Luo Yashi. But when she heard Luo Yashi was treating her to a meal, Lin Xing sneered inwardly. No way. This woman won't stop me from earning my comeback cash. As she thought this, she had already opened a livestream platform, because just moments ago, in her custom-designed interface, with the platform's announcement, Level 26 King, Only Money Left, has entered the livestream. Cha-Cha's entire livestream erupted. Cha-Cha, who was doing exercises, sweetly welcomed Kangxi. She even offered to dance for Lin Xing, ready to let Lin Xing choose the dance style. However, Lin Xing didn't say a word. She directly sent a wealth god's descent. This was her exclusive gift, worth 880,000 Hua coin. This shocked Cha-Cha so much she danced with fiery energy. But as the announcements kept ringing, Cha-Cha's eyes widened in astonishment when she saw Lin Xing had sent 341 wealth god's descents, a total of 300 million Hua coin. She was so excited she plopped onto the ground. She immediately offered to perform one-on-one for Lin Xing. A guy who only borrowed 800,000 in online loans was, in broad daylight, cornered by a group of thugs at the school gate. When they saw the campus beauty couldn't pay, they even tried to kidnap her, threatening to use her body to repay the debt. It turned out, after Lin Xing went wild in Cha-Cha's live stream, spending 300 million Hua coin, she logged off the platform. She was still rushing to eat with Luo Yashi, but Cha-Cha, already smitten, started overanalyzing things. She thought Lin Xing had fallen for her. Then she slapped herself hard. Because in her eyes, men were just ATMs. She swore she'd never fall for it. Meanwhile, Lin Xing had just reached the school gate, about to call a Didi. Suddenly, she heard a commotion. You think a mask hides who you are? Where do you think you're running to? Where are you going? It was Louis Chen. At that moment, Louis Chen was surrounded by several thugs. They roughly tore off her mask. Glaring at her menacingly, Louis Chen happened to spot Lin Xing passing by. Seeing Lin Xing turn to leave, her heart sank. She won't help me anymore. Suppressing her fear, she turned to the thugs, pleading, I really don't have money right now. Give me 3 more days, and I'll go borrow it now. But the thugs rudely rejected her outright. 3 days, then another 3 days? You think I'll still believe you? Didn't you say yesterday your boyfriend would lend you the money? Where is he? Unexpectedly, after hearing the thug's words, Louis Qing's expression grew even grimmer. She had recently broken up with Lin Xin, breaking his heart. Now, Lin Xin was completely disillusioned with her and wouldn't help her anymore. The thugs, unaware of the reason, kept shouting that Louis Qing's boyfriend was a deadbeat. Smart move. Finally, they grabbed Louis Qing's hand forcefully. Enough. No more talk. Come with us. This made Louis Qing's face pale. She struggled frantically. What are you doing? Where are you taking me? But all she got was the thug's cold sneers. Where? To pay off your debt. Of course. This terrified Louis Qing, and she burst into tears. No, help. But the watching students scattered faster than rabbits. Seeing this, the thugs grew bolder. Still want to... Let me tell you, we've done this plenty of times. No one ever dares step in. Just come with us to pay your debt. Hearing this, Louis Qing shed tears of despair. She regretted her greed, her vanity, and most of all, hurting Lin Xin. Everything now was her own fault. After forcing Louis Qing into the car, the thugs prepared to drive off. But just then, a fist the size of a casserole smashed into a thug's face. It was Lin Xin, a man in clothes worth a few bucks, pulled out 800,000 yuan to save his school beauty ex-girlfriend from loan sharks. But when she begged to reconcile, he told her to stop bothering him. Then he took a taxi and tipped millions across several streaming platforms. Just as the thugs were about to take Louis Qing away, Lin Xin stepped in. He couldn't bear to see Louis Qing treated like that. Seeing Lin Xin, Louis Qing cried out in excitement. But the thugs were furious. They swung their fists at Lin Xin, only to be knocked down in a few moves by Lin Xin's cash-wielding prowess. Holding the money, Lin Xin coldly stared at the 2 thugs on the ground. Take this 800,000 and get lost. The thugs scrambled to pick up the cash, asking as they did if Lin Xin was Louis Qing's boyfriend. Lin Xin shook his head and told them to hurry up and leave. After tossing Louis Qing out of the car, the thugs spat out a threat before driving off, warning Lin Xin to watch his back. Louis Qing, now recovered, nervously fidgeted and said, Lin Xin, I'm so sorry. But before she could finish, Lin Xin turned and walked away, telling her not to bother him again. Left behind, Louis Qing was thinking of ways to repay Lin Xin. Unbeknownst to her, Lin Xin was focused on how to spend his money. In a taxi, he was furiously scrolling on his phone, ignoring the driver's attempts to chat. No sooner had he entered Douyu's platform than a notification popped up. Only money left tipped $1 million on Douyu. Then Lin Xin moved to Zoom, making the driver busy with check-in tasks. The driver couldn't help but offer some advice. But then another notification appeared. Only money left tipped $1 million on Zhuyin. The coincidence made the driver suspicious. Turning around, he heard Lin Xin had gone to Kuaimao, and another broadcast came through. Only money left tipped $1 million on Kuaimao. The driver couldn't hold back anymore. A real tycoon. Is this young guy boss money? Having just spent 300 million, Lin Xin casually fixed his hair. His vibe was all about splashing cash. Money made him reckless. But when he noticed his surroundings, he froze. Isn't this the village near the university? Why did Luo Yashi ask me to meet here for dinner? As he pondered, a voice called out, Lin Xin. It was Luo Yashi, the aloof goddess in the eyes of the school, actively dragged Lin Xin to her apartment, dressed provocatively, asking if she looked good. Lin Xin simply covered his mouth, calmly giving a thumbs up. But faced with a table of dishes prepared by the school beauty, Lin Xin couldn't help but praise her cooking. To his surprise, the school beauty squealed with excitement, saying Lin Xin was the first guy to visit her rental and the first to eat her cooking. This left Lin Xin flustered, awkwardly changing the subject, but noticing something off about Luo Yashi. Lin Xin grew wary. What's going on? Luo Yashi's acting strange today. Aren't you a gold digger? Shouldn't you be scheming to make me spend money? He suddenly placed his hand on Luo Yashi's forehead. Are you okay? Got a fever? But Luo Yashi grabbed Lin Xion's hand tightly, staring at him with deep affection. She said she found a long-lost sense of security in him. Then she threw herself into his arms, blushing as she said, I've been in a few relationships, but this is my first time. Before she could finish, Luo Yashi leaned in to kiss Lin Xion, but Lin Xion stood up, dodging her. He realized then Luo Yashi's favorability toward him was already 91%. No wonder she was acting so different. But faced with the stunning scene before him, he couldn't resist reaching out. Unexpectedly, his touch made Luo Yashi let out a soft gasp, looking at her flushed face. Lin Xion couldn't hold back. He grabbed Luo Yashi, ready to teach her a lesson. But just then, Lin Xion heard another voice. Nana, don't go. I was wrong, okay? It was Zhou Tong's voice. Looking from the balcony, he spotted Zhou Tong, chasing her girlfriend, repeatedly apologizing, but all she got was a resounding slap. Chen Nana had slapped Zhou Tong across the face. Chen Nana looked at her with disdain. Why are you shouting so loud? Not embarrassed enough. Ignoring Zhou Tong on the ground, she left with a cold remark. Keep shouting. By tomorrow, the whole school will know you. With that, she walked away coldly, leaving Zhou Tong groping for her glasses on the ground. Lin Xion rushed over, picking up Zhou Tong's glasses for her. Zhou Tong. What's going on? Recognizing Lin Xion, Zhou Tong was about to explain, but seeing Luo Yashi behind him, she let out a gasp. Luo Yashi, the gorgeous, long-legged class beauty, was seen passionately kissing a 60-year-old man on the street. Then, facing her college boyfriend who came to confront her, she publicly humiliated him as a simp. After Zhou Tong explained the situation to Lin Xion, Luo Yashi dropped a bombshell. Chen Nana had taken up with a wealthy new boyfriend. This shocked both Zhou Tong and Lin Xion. But seeing Luo Yashi's confidence, Lin Xion came up with a plan for Zhou Tong to help her see Chen Nana's true colors. They prepared to expose Chen Nana's real face. Then she directly sent a message in the group chat of wealthy heiresses. Unexpectedly, Feng Billion, who saw the message, immediately pushed away the girl in her arms and jumped up excitedly. She drove her luxury car straight to the location Lin Xion had shared. She planned to cling tightly to Lin Xion this time. But upon arriving at the location, she saw Lin Xion dining in slippers. The girl beside her was already dumbfounded. This is President Qian? However, Feng Billion had already seen through it all. She pulled the girl along and showered Lin Xion with flattery. Then they rushed to Enro Plaza. Meanwhile, Zhou Tong, who had received Lin Xion's summons, was waiting at the plaza's main entrance. Unexpectedly, the next second, she saw a fat old man. She quietly walked toward Chen Nana. Then the two of them started kissing publicly, right at the plaza's entrance. This made Zhou Tong feel like a vast grassland had sprouted above her head. She angrily clenched her fists and stepped forward. Chen Nana, you betrayed me. And with such an old man. Before she could throw a punch, the old man stopped her. You're the broke boyfriend Nana mentioned? But Zhou Tong didn't want to deal with him at all. She just wanted to confront Chen Nana. But the old man called security. He told them Zhou Tong was causing trouble. He demanded they quickly remove Zhou Tong. Since the old man was a million-yuan VIP client of the mall, the security didn't even listen to Zhou Tong's explanation and tried to drive her away. Chen Nana seized the chance to cozy up to the old man, saying she didn't even know Zhou Tong. Seeing this, Zhou Tong's heart ached unbearably. She couldn't believe the had willingly thrown herself into an old man's arms. At this moment, the old man, Chen Nana, and the security all looked at Zhou Tong with disdain. Someone like you? Wait until you're 60 to find a girlfriend. Do you expect your girlfriend to suffer with you? Zhou Tong was so provoked, she felt crazed with pain. She kept muttering that it wasn't like that. Unexpectedly, at that moment, the roar of a sports car interrupted her. It was Feng Billion arriving. The old man immediately started boasting. This is young Master Feng Billion, the heir of Mylading Grand Hotel, and the owner of Enro Plaza. I'm Feng Billion's business partner. This shocked Chen Nana, who covered her mouth in surprise. But just when they thought Feng Billion was coming to greet them, Feng Billion turned and hugged Zhou Tong, warmly addressing her as President Zhou. She asked if Zhou Tong was here to inspect the mall's operations. When young Master Feng said she hoped Zhou Tong would reconsider the investment, the old man and Chen Nana's eyes widened. They couldn't believe Zhou Tong was going to invest in Feng Billion's business. A beautiful, fair-skinned, long-legged second-generation heiress was throwing herself at a male college student, speaking in a coy, sweet voice, all because the male student was going to buy her a new Balenciaga bag. But the ex-girlfriend nearby couldn't believe it. In her eyes, her boyfriend was a broke loser who couldn't even afford a few thousand yuan worth of cosmetics. Zhou Tong looked coldly at the old man. I originally wanted to interact with you all as an ordinary person, But now I'm laying my cards on the table. This old man not only humiliated me, he also bragged about being some VIP client. Phone Billion, standing nearby, was furious upon hearing this. What? This kind of person is a VIP at our mall. He's simply lowering our mall's standards. Olden, call the manager. Cancel his VIP status. Kick him out. This made the old man panic instantly. He pushed Chin Nana away. President Zhou, this is all a misunderstanding. I apologize to you. Please just treat me like a nobody and let me go. But Zhou Tong and Phone Billion completely ignored him. They promptly blacklisted both of them, banning them from entering Enghua Plaza in the future. Looking at the despairing duo, Zhou Tong felt a wave of satisfaction. Chen Nana, meanwhile, was in complete panic. But the old man, still defiant, gritted his teeth. Humph, just a Phone Billion? If we don't cooperate, so be it. I have plenty of other connections. Let's go. But as soon as they turned around, they were surrounded by a group of luxury cars. A group of young people stepped out of the cars. They were all top-tier second-generation heirs from along the river. As they approached, they all stopped beside Zhou Tong. Phone Billion hurriedly introduced Zhou Tong to them. As Zhou Tong's gaze shifted, it left the old man dumbfounded. He felt like he was done for. Soon after, Zhou Tong gratefully thanked Lin Xin. She thought these second-generation heirs were actors Lin Xin had hired. She offered to treat Lin Xin to a meal at the school cafeteria, but seeing how low-key, a girl showed a hint of surprise. Then, upon hearing Lin Xin wanted to treat her to spicy hot pot, the second-generation heirs collectively froze. At that moment, Phone Billion anxiously stepped forward. 531. Director, Marketa Erglova. She said Lin Xin was surely joking. Everyone should go to her bar instead. Moments later, the bar's private room was filled with second-generation heirs from along the river. They were all speculating about Lin Xion's influence, but one girl was drinking sullenly. At that moment, a guy beside her couldn't stand it. Yin Yin, it's not that I'm not helping you. Your project is too expensive. It's simply reckless. Even domestic tech giants can't solve that problem. How could your small team possibly succeed? Why don't you ask your dad for help? Or get President Qian to invest? But after hearing this, the girl slammed her glass on the table. There's no such thing as giving up in Jiang Yinyan's dictionary. You're all afraid of my dad, and won't lend me money. Then I'll go to President Qian. Meanwhile, Lin Xin was reluctantly dealing with the drinking party. Seeing their extravagant ways of having fun, Lin Xin sighed. Compared to this, she'd rather spend money. Unexpectedly, at that moment, a beautiful girl approached. President Qian loves spending money. Perfect. Can you invest in me? The beautiful second-generation heiress said just one sentence, and the man she just met transferred her 500 million yuan, telling her to come back if it wasn't enough. But the second-generation heirs nearby shouted in panic, because they knew this girl was a bottomless pit. She actually wanted to develop. She'd already burned through billions over the years. But upon hearing this, Lin Xin gave an approving thumbs up. In her view, this was a truly promising project. The second-generation heirs nearby were stunned by Lin Xion's actions. Even Jiang Xian herself couldn't believe it, because Lin Xian hadn't even investigated her company. But looking at the 500 million yuan that just arrived in her account, her heart was filled with mixed emotions. Her own father didn't believe in her, telling her to just be a second-generation heiress. Her uncles, aunts, and friends all distanced themselves from her. She never expected Lin Xian to be serious. She really believed I could do it. The second-generation heirs nearby sighed in awe. Worthy of President Qian. This is a true tycoon. At that moment, Lin Xian suddenly rushed out of the private room. Others thought she had urgent business to attend to, but little did they know she was just going to place an online order. Soon after, Lin Xian returned to her dorm. She heard a weak call. Looking up, she saw her roommate Wuji. Her face was flushed as she lay in bed. She told Lin Xian she had a fever, and asked Lin Xian to cover her shift at the museum. Without hesitation, Lin Xian agreed to her roommate's request. Which father could refuse his son's requests? Moments later, he changed clothes. After waving goodbye to his beloved son, Lin Xian headed straight for the museum. Soon after, Lin Xian was lounging boredly at the museum entrance. Despite his youth, he felt he'd reached the end of his life. Working as a security guard, he was about to tip some money on a streaming platform when he noticed a luxury car pull up. A middle-aged man stepped out, accompanied by a private secretary. The nearby manager rushed to greet him, welcoming him warmly. Young Master Chow, thank you for coming. Welcome to our museum. But young Master Chow noticed Lin Xian, engrossed in his phone. Irritated, he loudly scolded Lin Xian. How does this museum operate? Hiring a blind guard for the gate. Can't even greet a visitor? Lin Xian was taken aback, but keeping a low profile. He welcomed young Master Chow. Young Master Chow, unimpressed, mocked him further, saying being a guard was likely his lifelong career. Lin Xian didn't take kindly to this, telling him not to judge people with bias. Furious, young Master Chow declared he didn't want to see Lin Xian again, and demanded he be fired immediately. He then ascended the stairs with the manager. At that moment, Lin Xian overheard some good news. This museum was owned by Xia Yushuan's family. Upstairs, Xia Yushuan's family was warmly welcoming young Master Chow. Xia Yushuan's father instructed her to personally guide young Master Chow through the museum, ensuring he was well treated. To secure his investment, Xia Yuxuan reluctantly agreed to escort young Master Chow. Moments later, Xia Yuxuan stood before the museum's authentic artifacts. While she passionately described the collection, a wandering hand landed on her shoulder. It was young Master Chow. The young, beautiful university department flower, Xia Yuxuan, was groped in broad daylight. Furious, she slapped the man. "What are you doing?" But despite her outrage, the man didn't panic. Smirking, he said he couldn't help but touch her. Xia Yuxuan realized young Master Chow had no interest in the artifacts. She couldn't understand why her father made her accompany him. But young Master Chow's next words left her stunned. "Haha, Miss Xia, are you living in a fairy tale? But I like girls like you. Now I'll show you the real world." He turned to Xiao's father behind him and said, "Old Wei, Uncle Mao, I'm quite dissatisfied with this museum, but I'll buy it for 600 million. On one condition, Xia Yuxuan must marry me." Seeing her parents not interrupting young Master Chow, Xia Yuxuan angrily shouted, "In your dreams, I'll never marry you. Mom, Dad, have security throw him out." But her parents' response chilled her heart. Xiao's father said in a low voice, "Xian, at this point, I have to tell you the truth. Years of consecutive losses have made the museum unsustainable. Young Master Chow isn't here to invest. He's here to acquire it." Xia Yuxuan couldn't believe her ears. "What? How is that possible?" Then, from behind her, came young Master Chow's smug voice. "I know you've sought many investors and buyers. I'm your last hope, aren't I? Don't worry, your daughter will marry me, and her life will be better than now." Xia Yuxuan finally understood, looking at her silent parents, unable to believe her own parents were selling her out. She recalled her childhood, being carried on her father's shoulders, studying the craftsmanship of artifacts, and her disdain for merchants who traded relics. She remembered scoffing at the rich heirs who pursued her, yet now, she faced the same fate, sold off by her own parents. Her heart filled with despair. Young Master Chow was still fantasizing about a bright future. "Don't worry, Yuxuan. After we marry, I'll treat you well. If you give me a son, I'll buy you another museum." But thinking of everything this museum meant, Xia Yuxuan fell silent. She couldn't bear her parents' bankruptcy, the loss of these artifacts. Finally, with a hoarse voice, she said, "I understand." Her parents, hearing this, cried with relief. They were finally saved. In no time, they moved to the conference hall, where the acquisition documents were laid out, with friends urging her to sign. And young Master Chow smirking. Xia Yuxuan's hand trembled as she held the pen. But just as she was about to sign in despair, a loud voice rang out. "I heard someone's acquiring the museum." It was Ling Xin, just a lowly security guard. She dared to interrupt the deal, stopping a 600 million yuan contract. Despite the mockery and doubts, and young Master Chow's insults and assault, she showed no fear. Instead, she slapped young Master Chow across the face. With a loud smack, young Master Chow was sent flying several meters. Clutching his face, he cursed furiously. "You filthy nobody, you dare hit me? I'll fire you. I'll sue you. You'll rot in jail." But Ling Xin ignored him completely. She walked straight towards Xia Yuxuan and gently wiped her tears. This startled Xia Yuxuan, making her flinch. Xiao's father asked if Xia Yuxuan knew Ling Xin. When he learned Ling Xin was Xia Yuxuan's high school classmate, he couldn't hold back. "High school classmate, kid. At your age, you should be studying, not dropping out to be a security guard. Got it? Since you didn't know the situation, I won't hold it against you. Go apologize to young Master Chow now. Pay whatever compensation is needed." But after reviewing the contract, Ling Xin tore it to shreds. This stunned Xiao's father, Xiao's mother, and young Master Chow. Xiao's father frantically scrambled to, "What are you doing?" But Ling Xion's next words left him frozen. She said, "I'll buy this museum for 1 billion. Young Master Chow burst out laughing. "Stop dreaming. A lowly guard like you has 1 billion. If you can produce it, I'll eat dirt on the spot." Ling Xin waved her hand impatiently. Yeah. The last guy who said that didn't follow through either. "I don't trust you people anymore." Meanwhile, Xiao's father and mother were asking Xia Yuxuan about Ling Xin. But young Master Chow suddenly pulled out his phone, ready to call for backup to deal with Ling Xin. Just then, Xiao's father stopped him. He turned to Ling Xin and said, "If you can produce 1 billion, Yinjing Museum and Xia Yuxuan are yours. But if you can't, everything goes to young Master Chow." Moments later, the manager prepared a new contract, but after reading it, Ling Xin fell silent. To her, this contract was nothing but a sale of a person. Seeing Ling Xin quiet, young Master Chow thought she had no money. He told her she couldn't just walk away by claiming poverty. His people were already on their way. He'll get what's coming to him. However, listening to his constant muttering, Ling Xin felt troubled while looking at the new contract. He couldn't shake a feeling of unease. At that moment, he noticed a nearby artifact, and Xia Yuxuan, who had been silent for a while. "These are our country's artifacts." Instantly, he realized what was wrong. He immediately declared the contract needed revisions. Vice President Xia thought Ling Xin wanted to lower the price, and was reluctant to agree. But after hearing Ling Xion's words, he paused, because Ling Xin actually said, the 1 billion was only for buying the museum, not including the artifacts inside. Everyone present was so shocked they couldn't close their mouths. And when Xia Yuxuan heard Ling Xian say, these artifacts were priceless treasures, not to be measured by money, and would remain under the Xia family's ownership, she was stunned. Ling Xian spoke again. I'll entrust the museum and the artifacts' usage rights to Xia Yuxuan. I'll be the largest shareholder, with absolute decision-making authority. Then he looked down at Xia Yuxuan and said gently, if the museum needs funds in the future, or if you encounter any personal issues, you can always come to me. Finally, with a grand gesture, he swiped his card for the full 1 billion. This left everyone nearby stunned once again. It was the full amount. Then Ling Xian got a tip from young Master Chao, saying that Xiaowo would hold an auction next month, featuring national treasures lost from China for years. He immediately said he would definitely attend. After brushing off young Master Chao, facing the enthusiastic invitations from Xia's parents, Ling Xian flatly refused, because he still had to cover a shift at the bar. This excuse made Xia Yuxuan chuckle. But as Ling Xian was about to head downstairs, Xia Yuxuan followed him. She asked if Ling Xian was really going to Japan for the auction. After getting his affirmative response, Xia Yuxuan, blushing, asked Ling Xian, can I go with you when the time comes? A Nanjing University student stayed up until 5 a.m. with the campus bell, only to return to school and be swarmed by 2 other campus beauties. Luo Yashi even hugged Ling Xian publicly, gently asking what was wrong, if he hadn't rested well last night. She even suggested he skip class to rest at her rental apartment. Before Ling Xian could react, Lui Chen on the other side grabbed him. She told Luo Yashi not to give such bad ideas, saying attending class was obviously more important. She added that she'd sit next to Ling Xian in class to take care of him. Finally, she shyly suggested Ling Xian could rest his head on her shoulder, so he could attend class and rest at the same time. But upon seeing Lui Chen, Ling Xian's expression turned cold. Why are you here again? Didn't I tell you to stop bothering me? Hearing Ling Xian say this, Lui Chen's eyes welled up with aggrieved tears. I remember every word you said, but I can't control myself. I want to start over with you. With that, she pulled out a heart-shaped paper box and slowly handed it to Ling Xian. This time, I'll cherish you properly and make up for past mistakes. The onlookers started cheering, urging Ling Xian to accept Lui Chen. Only Luo Yashi's face darkened with anger. While Lui Chen was putting on her emotional display, Ling Xian had already seen through her true intentions from her affection level. I don't believe a word you say. Your affection level is only 86, and you dare say you're completely in love with me? Ignoring Lui Chen, Ling Xian turned and left. He had already seen through her. She was nothing but a manipulative woman. Class was about to start, yet Lui Chen and Luo Yashi were still secretly competing. After class, they each grabbed one of Ling Xian's arms. Luo Yashi kept inviting Ling Xian to rest at her rental apartment, which made Lui Chen very displeased. She accused Luo Yashi of casually inviting guys to her place to sleep, saying it wasn't proper. Hearing this, Luo Yashi fired back, saying her relationship with Ling Xian was special. Since Ling Xian was single now, she would take good care of him. She told Lui Chen not to worry, watching these 2 goddesses nearly come to blows over him. Ling Xian was speechless. Slowly, a crowd of curious students gathered around them. Unexpectedly, at that moment, a roaring sound interrupted. Ling Xian was still saying, argue all you want, but can you not drag me into it? But the next second, he noticed a familiar red supercar. With a whoosh, Ling Xian found himself lying against something soft. Looking up, he discovered a new world. Brother Ling Xian, did it hurt anywhere? It was Cha-Cha.